When the seasons change in the Midwest, most of us know to expect some drastic variations in temperature from day to day. We know that it's very possible for one day, like yesterday, to be near 80 degrees, warm and breezy, and the next day, like today, to be in the low 40s, cloudy, cold, and rainy. It's quite the swing in temperature, but these are things we're used to living in the Midwest. We know these changes are coming because weather forecasters know how to pay attention to the signs, and we listen to their good advice and we plan accordingly. Jesus tells us that it's sad that human beings know how to forecast weather, we know how to read signs, and yet we so often miss signs that are more meaningful and more important. Paying attention to God's movement in our lives is crucial, and yet there are so many days I miss God's direction, God's presence, and action. Sometimes I know it's because I'm busy. Like all of us, we have a lot of things to do, a lot of things to think about, and lots of distractions. I guess in some way I can forgive myself for some of that. But the harder excuse, or the harder reality, is that sometimes I miss God's direction, presence, and action because I'm ignoring it, because I don't want to see it or hear it, or because I don't like what I'm seeing or hearing. Where God may want to lead me today, I may not want to go. And so it's possible for us to ignore or defy. That's where conversion, of course, really needs to happen. It also needs to happen in our schedules that are overbooked or too busy. But more concerning, I think, are those choices we make to ignore God or not to listen to God because we don't want to. We have to believe, as people of faith, that God always has our best interest at heart. And even though God may be leading us where we do not want to go, we have to believe that in some way it serves the greater good. It serves the reign of God. And serving the reign of God is what we were created to do. So we work on a change of heart. We work on paying more faithful attention to how God moves, where God is leading, God's presence and action, because we have to believe it is for our own good as well as God's.